All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So we have a new Dragon Ball story event. Now, this one is interesting in that typically these Dragon Ball story events, they introduce like a new support member into the game. Maybe they have a couple of cutscenes or something like that in here. But what we have from this Dragon Ball story, essentially, it's just the LR Awakening for the free-to-play Kid Goku. That came out, what's funny, it was last Golden Week when we got the first of these Dragon Ball stories, right? Dragon Ball Seekers is the category that gives us the extra drop rates. So all we're really looking to do in this one here is we're just going to use the Dragon Ball Seekers category, and then we're just grinding up the LR. There's 3 different metals in here that we'll have to grind up in order to awaken the Kid Goku into Goku, Krillin, and Bulma. By the way, I don't understand. They gave this TUR Goku his own super attack. That's the type of shit they do that I do kind of hate. Now, you know, I know some people may say, oh, but it's cool. But, bro, like, hold on. We gave the TUR, like, a decent-looking super attack. For what reason? Why does his super attack look decent like this? Like, look at this. Like, this is effort they put into a unit that nobody is going to... It's a TUR. Like, it's... Like, I don't understand why they did that. This Kid Goku should just do a 2016 Kamehameha because he's not a character that's going to get used. It's just a TUR of eventually an LR. You know, and instead that extra budget or effort or time should go towards, oh, I don't know, LR Vegito Blue having good animations next time, right? That type of thing. So there's that. Again, it's just the LR that we're grinding up. In terms of missions here, it looks like there's quite a few stages. Just beat all the stages on Z Hard. Dokkan Awaken them to LR. Get them to SA20. Not a ton of missions. How many medals do we need? Just 10 of each, so it doesn't really seem too bad. All right, let's jump in. Seems, you know, for the most part to be pretty basic stuff right there. We'll go ahead and turn that scenario on, and let's get to it. So, I was a little surprised. They actually cover quite a bit in the Dragon Ball story, because, you know, we had, like, Muscle Tower, essentially, was its own Dragon Ball story. Now, this covers a huge section of the series, by the way. This whole sequence with General Blue is... Like, it's long. It goes on for quite a while where they're kind of, like, down, you know, under the sea. Like, they're in a submarine. They're going through, like, the Pirates' treasure cove. Like, I do think that kind of, like, this whole sequence of them going down into kind of, like, the Pirate Cove or whatever, that is truly, like, the spirit of what the series was at first. Is kind of like the whole thing. Right, Goku ends up fighting a giant octopus. Krillin gets destroyed by General Blue. Right, like it's a very fun sequence and stuff like that. You know, we have a lot of different jokes. Right, like Bulma accidentally brings her dad's like capsule case or whatever, which is just filled with porno mags rather than like all of Bulma's, you know, different like tools and gadgets and stuff like that she's got. All right, we should be able to finish these boys off pretty easily. Yep, 7 orbs. We're going to get a weapon super. Nothing more exciting. Oh, that's a character, by the way. That Gohan and Krillin. I would love to see that Gohan and Krillin have a massive monster EZA. That Gohan and Krillin. Gohan and Krillin, they did not have like a long lifespan. A great lifespan or anything like that. So that is a character I'd love to see get respect on their EZA. I mean, just today we had Tech Ultimate Gohan's EZA come out, and he's so crazy. All right, so we got 3 medals. So the grind is not going to be too bad. It's just going to be a couple of different runs across a few different stages. Okay, so not the worst ever. I'm definitely going to have to grind quite a bit, though, because I'm going to have to awaken all 3 levels to the LR. So yeah, we're going to have a little... teensy weensy little bit of grind in here afterwards. All right, so let's do that. Now let's go into stage 2. Now, when it comes to Dokkan, so, I mean, I think right about now we could discuss, like, the limited presence of Dragon Ball in Dokkan. I do think that Dokkan doesn't do enough for Dragon Ball. Like, I get kind of, like, the limited... You know, there's a reason Dragon Ball is, like, touched on so lightly in all of these Dragon Ball games, right? Like, they don't really dive into it heavily. Like, you look at Xenoverse, fighters, you know. Oh, okay, so this is the intro for the LR, right? That right there? Okay, sure. I do love the little movies. I wish that they would put more of those movies in here. I feel like I've got to be like one of the only people that cares about that type of thing, but like that is a serious thing. I do wish that they kind of like had more of those, but a lot of it has to do with having actual good animations. They fight the pirate robot for quite a while, by the way. Now, I'm judging them pretty hard because this cave, like, that they're showing, that's not where they fight the pirate. Like, right there. Their background is where they're fighting the pirate robot. And then General Blue is kind of, like, spying on them for a while. Are we fighting this boy in the correct spot? I do care. I do care quite a bit. Dude, I remember watching this whole sequence, like, when I... like getting home from school and shit like that, and like watching like this whole like part of the series. Yeah, wow. They'll change. I think they'll change this. They've done stuff like this before, where they've put like the wrong map and stuff like that. I would guarantee they're gonna change this eventually, because that's not where they fight the pirate robot. That's bothering me quite a bit. If they wanted to do the cave like this, they should have made the octopus one of the stages. I don't think they did make the octopus the stage, though. That like, giant octopus that Goku fights, that would be a funny little boss to actually see take place. So then after this, you know, it should move on to General Blue. That little area, like, they battle General Blue a little bit right in front of the pirate's treasure that they find. General Blue also has that, like, very weird, like, telekinesis ability. A long time ago... like, we're talking the original Dokkan events, General Blue was a major asset because of his stunning abilities, right? People would build teams around General Blue and some of those stunning characters to beat the original Dokkan events, which, you know, way back in the day, Dokkan events, again, were the difficult content. Yeah, so there's, of course, the Pirate Treasure and stuff like that. Now, this General Blue... looks like the General Blue we're going to fight. This is actually one of the Arale collab characters, which, you know, I guess are just never going to be returning. I believe it's a rights thing. So, like, it's, you know, unless, like, they get the rights or whatever, we're not going to see this happen. Wait, no, actually, no, never mind. This is brand new. Yeah, that's... oh, yeah, see? That's... huh. I wonder if they can't even use that. They probably can't, huh? They probably can't even use that Arale General Blue. Here, let me pull him up. Because it's the same, like... oh, that's so crazy, actually. Wow. He's on global. Because that whole banner did drop. No? Is his name not... General Blue on global? Hold on. Yeah, here we go right here. This is the General Blue that I was talking about. And we can see from his spray and stuff like that, it's the same General Blue. But again, I guess they probably just can't really make use of that. Nah, that can't be it, because this guy was an actual... this is a red zone stage. This guy right here. So surely they could actually use him. Okay, never mind, never mind. Oh, there's a second phase. Yeah, there's this little telekinesis ability. That goofy ass shit. Do they play the Bulma, like, doing her, like, whatever, like, her sexy pose or whatever it is that she tries to do to seduce General Blue? Because I know that's the actual active of the Goku, Krillin, and Bulma card, right? Does she... is that something that they play here? Not really too sure. Yeah, then the pirates, like, Cove starts collapsing, and it eventually gets real goofy with, like, their escape. And then, you know, eventually General Blue chases him and follows him back to Master Roshi's. Kind of like, he uses his telekinesis to tie them up. It's a very... Dragon Ball has so many kind of, like, goofy little scenes that take place in so many different parts of the series, right? And then that eventually leads to the Penguin Village Arale stuff, which is also very, very, very goofy for sure. Kind of a shame that, you know, they're not able to... bring that stuff back, the OG Arale stuff, because I mean I would love to see it actually be things that, you know, that stuff that would return, because I actually don't have all the Arale characters from those banners, I don't have. It's funny, I started JP right after a bunch of stuff kind of like came back for the last time. There's the teen base form Gotenks. I don't have him. He was a login gift. It was only like 2 weeks before I started my account. And then I believe the Arale stuff, the last time it showed up was only a little while before as well. I would have to double check that. It's so funny because way back then too, Arale was insane with her leader skill. I mean, she was essentially like kind of like a shadow Dokkan Fest or something like that, right? So I think the next stage must be it's Penguin Village, right? The next stage is gonna be us going to Penguin Village. Yeah, it is. Sure is. Okay, sure. I have throughout the years grinded up a lot of medals from the Arale Dokkan event as well, which is available with keys. So I've done that stage quite a bit. So I'll have the medals necessary if they ever, get the rights and have the capability of bringing the stuff back. Although I wouldn't bank on it. Whoa, hey. Cord issues. No way. What is this? Silly cord issues. We cannot be having that. If you have not been in one of the videos where I talked about that, I mostly have a fix for that now, which I hate that the solution to all technology. I mean, people could call me a boomer. It's, it's fair. It's in grounds. Go ahead. You got me. And I'm bad with technology. But it is so strange to me that the true solution to all technological issues is to turn it off and then turn it back on. And then bam, it usually all works. So what I do is I just reset my phone before I start recording, and I typically don't really have issues anymore. It doesn't really make a ton of sense, I don't think. I don't understand how that works. So by restarting the phone, somehow I'm not... Oh, there's the art for that. Okay. But somehow by restarting my phone, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why all of a sudden the cord is not... the process of restarting the phone allows the cord plugged into the phone to be able to read it better or something. That doesn't even... I don't know. I think it's dumb. But I'm also the same guy who hasn't set up my PC. Yeah, there he is. That's the Arale collab, General Blue. I haven't set my PC up. I've had my PC for a week, my new PC, and I haven't set it up yet. But to be fair, I mean, it is I had a window where I could have set it up. I mean, it's a long story. I got a PC. People are mad at me because, I hate the whole process of okay, we got to take everything off one PC, and I got to reinstall this stuff, and I got to, take the not the graphics card, the capture card out of my old PC and put it in a new PC. That's the type of shit I just hate doing. It's, not for me. And I had a little window. I was going to do it before Golden Week, and I wasn't able to. Oh, shit, man. I really got to do it before the Part 2 LR comes out, though. Still, the Part 2 LR is probably the 14th or 15th, I think, is when the Part 2 LR will come out. But the main reason I need a new PC for sure is that my streaming on YouTube just crashes every couple of minutes. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. I can stream on Twitch fine. There's no issues, but on YouTube. And it's I can't end the tradition. I've been streaming every banner on Dokkan since 2017. 7 years of streaming every single banner, right? Alright, so we got that stage done. I think there's probably only going to be the one stage in the Penguin Village section, which isn't really that long in the series. And then after this, we're going to go to, Mercenary Tao stuff. Now, Tao is the first, major villain, I would say, that Goku fights. This is the first, actual villain character Goku fights, who kind of has, I mean, I guess General Blue is strong and stuff like that, but, Tao is, a super villain, right? Essentially the first super villain. I do think that Tao could get a Dokkan Fest. I do. They did use a lot of his kind of stuff for the free-to-play LR, which is kind of a bummer. Because again, Tao, Demon King Piccolo, they probably could do some sort of Red Ribbon Army Dokkan Fest where they combine a lot of them into a card. I think they could get away with it. I mean, now that we're, going to be 10 years in soon, I don't see why they can't do some of that stuff here and there. Because it's Dokkan, again, as a 10-year-old game, Like, every release is not going to have that hype anymore. You know, people are going to grow tired of the game throughout years. That's why you'll see people say, like, oh, this is when Dokkan was at its best. And they'll show, like, a physical Vegito Blue team with all the characters from back then. And it's like, in truth, like, no, the game fucking sucked back then. You compare the game now to the game back then, the game sucked back then. It's just nostalgia. That was back when stuff was fresh. Obviously, this game would be a lot more exhilarating, too, if we had, like, Dragon Ball Super still continuing. Because the thing about Dragon Ball Super is that every couple of months there was a new form. You know, there's tons of new characters constantly showing up, right? Like, once they got, you know, they sort of, like, caught up with, like, the movie retellings, and they got to the Universe 6 for 7 tournament arc, like, you know, there was a lot of, like, you know, hype or fresh stuff coming into the game very consistently because it was airing every week. We'll see if Daima is going to be like that. They haven't talked about Daima for quite a while, but considering how, like, far in advance they have to work on Daima, I expect it to be very good. And also, I do expect that Daima characters will be showing up in Dokkan, Legends, Xenoverse, these games very quickly. Like, it's not going to be like superhero stuff where, you know, the game, like, Bandai didn't know about the stuff. Like, you know, it's like they found out Beast Gohan existed when they saw the movie in theaters, basically, like everyone else. But Daima is not working that way, so that's going to be good. Upa's father, Bora, gets killed by Tao. So, like, Goku was collecting the Dragon Balls up until this point because he's just searching for Grandpa Gohan's Dragon Ball. Is kind of the point. So he's searching for the Dragon Balls. Once Bora's killed by Tao, because, I mean, Tao was searching for Goku and ends up killing Bora, that's when Goku kind of, like, figures out or determines, you know, what his wish is going to be, and he continues collecting the Dragon Balls. After, you know, he fights Tao, he loses, then he climbs Korin's tower. Yep, here we go with Karin. And then after, you know, the training with Karin, he's actually able to defeat Tao. It's such a goofy little thing, too, because it's like, the whole point of Goku's training is to, you know, catch Karin, I guess, or Karin, as he's called in Japanese, and get the, what is it? It's a sacred holy water, whatever the hell it's called. But, like, the true sacred holy water is, like, shit that Karin doesn't actually give out. It's like a fake water, and the whole training regimen is just trying to catch him. So it's like, you know, within the time that Goku's trying to catch Karin to get the water, he blitzes right past Tao in terms of strength, right? And then Goku is able to just demolish Tao. And then after that, he heads to Red Ribbon Army. And, like, some of the Red Ribbon Army stuff we saw, like, they kind of, like, redid it for Superhero. I mean, we know how good the opening for Superhero was, right? Like, that shit looks so good. Kind of like the intro, kind of like scenes and stuff like that, right? There's, like, the really good shot of Super Vegeta in there, like, a lot of those different moments. Because it kind of opens up with Kid Goku, right? Superhero did have a lot of really kind of, like, goofy moments like that, right? Like, the scene where Trunks kills Mecha Frieza and King Cold does kind of look a little bit goofy, for sure. Because it's like he just, like, shoots the Ki Blast so fast, and then he's just, like, chopping Frieza up in there. Looks very, very goofy. I think that was... They showed that in some game or something like that, too. I can't remember. Like, it was in Kakarot, or Kakarot was in... What, like, the movie or something like that. Damn, I can't remember. Whatever. Alright, so let's finish out Karin. Still got a couple of stages. There's a lot. They chunked a lot of story into this one, right? Like, this doesn't even have as many stages as a lot of the other kind of, like, events and stuff like that. But these have a lot of different cutscenes and stuff in here. I do like to get all this recorded, too, right? Again, I do like to have the channel... It's kind of like an encyclopedia of Dokkan. Even if a video like this gets a little bit less views, I still do like to put it up. Alright, so I think we only have maybe 2 more stages left. Because they do kind of crunch, like, the entire assault Goku does on the Red Ribbon Army base into just one stage. I mean, I guess to be fair, he does kind of, like, show up, and it's just a bunch of regular soldiers that he completely demolishes, leading up to Staff Officer Black, right? Like, Mercenary Tao really is kind of like the, I don't know, final resort or final trump card of the Red Urban Army, them sending him after Goku. All right, so here we go. This will be the last confrontation with Tao. Tao's LR, by the way, probably still has quite a bit to go until he's actually going to be getting his EZA, right? So we literally just got Yamcha Puar's EZA. They're an okay or a decent-ish character. I definitely don't think that they're, you know, dog shit or anything like that. At least they could do some stuff. Defense is a little bit low for Dodge or Die, but I mean, that's they seem very content these days to just give all these free-to-play characters Dodge. I mean, if that's what they want to do, sure, but if you're gonna be like, okay, so like, you know, Babidi and Deborah, they're dodging. Babidi and Boo, they're dodging. Yamcha and Puar, they're dodging. That's fine. So I mean, as you know, you could give us the Dokkan Fest set of got, you know, the guard and the damage reduction and stuff like that. And that is what they did, right? Because, I mean, we have Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he, of course, does have the, you know, guard plus damage reduction. Fat Boo's got guard plus Ghost Usher. But, I mean, that's just because nowadays it's like, it's very difficult to be, I would say, a really good character without defensive mechanics. Funny enough, I do think that First Form Frieza could be a good character without defensive mechanics, actually. But the problem is he needs a lot of help, which they have not yet given him. Once they do that, by the way, that art of Goku, I went by it a little quick. But I'm waiting for that to be Dokkan Fest Stellar art. Goku, you know, with the confrontation with Demon King Piccolo. So, they combined so much into this Dragon Ball story, right? Like, I was surprised that Muscle Tower was almost essentially its own Dragon Ball story. And then here, they just kind of crunched so much together into one. I would imagine the next Dragon Ball story is probably just going to be Fortune Teller Baba's Palace. Like that whole arc, which begins with Pilaf and then would end... Oh, there's actually just Red Ribbon Army soldiers here, okay. But that arc, it begins with, oh, God, well, all right, God damn it. Looks like we're going to fight the... There's 5 of them? No, dude, hey, God damn. All right, well, let's take these boys out. So, yeah, so they'll do the Fortune Teller Baba's stuff. They have, right after Fortune Teller Baba's Palace, that whole arc, and Pilaf. Wait, no, it doesn't begin with Pilaf, it ends with Pilaf. Yeah, because it would be like... who's the first one they fight? Is it Fangs? Is it the vampire? They fight the vampire. They fight Invisible Man. Then they fight Bandages, the Mummy Man. Then they fight Devil Man. And then, of course, his Grandpa Gohan at the end of it. And then after that, you know, Goku kind of uses Baba's wish to find out where the last Dragon Ball is. Because Pilaf, they're hiding it in like a special bar, like jar case or whatever that blocks the Dragon Ball signal from getting out. So Bulma can't track it with the Dragon Radar. And then after that, they inserted a little bit of filler, right? Like, they kind of had Goku just traveling around for, I don't know, must have been 5 to 7 episodes, something like that. I remember there was, like, one filler episode where there's, like, a jar, and, like, people get, like, sucked into the jar and stuff like that, and then, like, Goku peed in it. Like, that's one thing about OG Dragon Ball is Goku is pissing all over the place, always. Goku, like, the amount of times, like, Kid Goku has his dick out in the original series is crazy, man. They loved, back then in, like, the 80s and 90s, man, they loved that. They loved having Goku just full naked all the time. Even adult Goku, right? Like, they had Goku butt-ass naked with his booty in the shot a bunch of times, man. All right, so by the way, Staff Officer Black kills Commander Red when he finds out his wish is to be taller. So he's like, yep, I'm actually just going to kill you, yeah. Screw that shit. Now, I don't know about this being like a Dokkan Fest or something like that, but I do think maybe they could, you know, or at least maybe like an LR. Oh, this is new, by the way. Yeah, it is. This. I mean, they could at least make it like, yeah, like an LR, all of the different, like, you know, generals and stuff like that, as part of like one card. I definitely think is something that they could do. That could be pretty fun. Okay, so anyway, like, so the Fortune Teller Baba will probably be the next Dragon Ball story. Then we go into the 22nd World Tournament, which I imagine would just be one Dragon Ball story. And then we get to the Demon King Piccolo stuff. I guess it probably... Yeah, so there probably would be maybe 4 Dragon Ball stories left for OG Dragon Ball. Fortune Teller Baba, 22nd World Tournament, Demon King Piccolo arc, and then 23rd World Tournament / Piccolo Jr. Probably is how it's going to all kind of like shake out, I would think. I would think that's how it's going to shake out. We still to this point have not done a single Dragon Ball Super arc. And then now remember that Dragon Ball Daima is now going to be a thing as well. So we're going to have another series that they could potentially do too. So that's going to be interesting. There's our girl Launch right there. That was art from the Launch and Oolong card, right? All right, so after this is where, you know, Goku kind of like meets all back up with them again. And then eventually this leads to them going to see Fortune Teller Baba. So again, I don't know. Like, they probably would do... Let's see, they haven't done a Dragon Ball GT Dragon Ball story in quite a while, huh? The last one of those was the Baby Saga one. Like, that was the Super Trunks celebration when they released the Baby Saga one. So maybe the next Dragon Ball story could potentially be Dragon Ball GT related. All right, so there's all the stages. We got a title and stuff for it. Okay, let me grind up a bunch of the medals. So that we can actually awaken the LR, Goku, Krillin, and Bulma, you know, to LR. And then we'll go ahead and do the showcase on them. I think they're only going to have one new link. I do have the TUR level 10 links. Probably only going to be one link, and I guess I'll just skill orb that, probably. Alright, guys, we are ready to go ahead and get the Dokkan Awakening here, so let's go ahead and do that. So we've got the medals ready to go, so now we'll have the Goku, Krillin, and Bulma LR. I do like what they did with this character. It's pretty fun. Kind of like the secondary art or whatever. I think it's a chapter cover page is what it might be. Here, let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. So it's like, you know, we start with, you know, yeah, there it is. Come on, that's fire. That is fire right there. We love that. I love that. Everyone loves that. All right, so we've got them to LR. I'm going to level them all the way up in a second. What are we looking like in terms of links? Oh, brother. 3 links? Damn. 3 links is a lot to use for my orbs and stuff like that. I mean, at that point, I might as well just, like, link level them for real, huh? Okay. Damn. All right, because I want to get into the showcase, but I guess we are going to have to link level them up a little bit. Let me actually just, like, max level them up so we can get all the missions done. All right, let's go ahead and grab this. Bam. And get them all the way up to max level and SA. All right, so, yeah, I guess what I'll do here is I'm just going to link level them normally. Maybe once I get close to the end, I could use, like, a key on them or something. Potentially. We'll see. I do want to save the keys for, like, big LRs and Dokkan Fest and a lot of my skill orbs and stuff like that. Like, that currency is still pretty limited. Alright, so that gives us a lot of this different stuff. We have all these missions done right here. Cool. Let's go ahead and accept that. So we got all the Dragon Ball story missions done. We got the LR, Goku, Krillin, and Bulma. Let me get into the process of link leveling them. And we can go ahead and get into the showcase.